At the house in the woods, leaves crunch underfoot as Natasha steps out into the clearing.
See? It's right where we said.
Holy crud.
You guys were for real?
Told you so.
Oh man, is this where the monster grabbed you?
Yeah, it was right in the door over there.
Cool.
It's not cool, Jane. I can't believe you came here and didn't tell me. You could have gotten hurt.
It's okay. Natasha was here to protect me.
Yeah, I know, but...
So, what exactly happened again?
I got close to the door, then Redfield tried to suck us in. Like a big vacuum.
Wait, Redfield? Now how do you know its name?
I asked, and he scratched it out on the door.
And he stole my whistle.
That's so creepy. I love it.
Lily calls from nearby, poking something with her foot.
Aw, there's a dead bird over here. This place is weird. I want to leave.
No way. Let's go in there and kick that thing's butt.
I think we should stay out here.
Natasha's right.
But what if we got Connor to come and record it on his new phone? We could send it to those ghost hunter guys on TV.
No way! I'm not going in a creepy hole to get eaten. Especially with my stupid brother.
Well, I'm not going if Stacy doesn't.
You guys never want to do anything cool.
A high-pitched cry suddenly pierces the air.
That's my whistle. Mr. Red, he's making fun of us.
The whistle toots cheerfully from inside the house, as if daring them to come after it.
Well, that settles it. Now we're definitely not going in.
Dang it, you guys are right.
Sorry, Jane.
Jane balls up her fists, her face reddening as the mocking whistle continues. She stamps her foot.
Screw you, Mr. Red.
But as they all turn to go, the whistling suddenly dies down, and they hear another sound from inside. Wait! As they all glance back, something tiny flies out from inside the house, bounces off Jane's chest, and lands in her hands.
My whistle?
Give back. Stay. Hurry.
What kind of monster apologizes?
Should we talk to it?
He sounds sad.
Oh, yeah, that's not weird. You guys are so gullible. I can't believe you just...
But before Stacy can finish, a gust of golden leaves blows through the clearing.
Guys, look.
Lily points at a bundle of slender vines, which are moving on their own. They snake across the clearing, seizing hold of the dead bird. The bird's body shudders as hair-thin roots permeate the dead flesh like veins. It flops onto its side, tiny feet clawing at the air, chirping. The bird jerkily gets to its feet. It looks up at them, bright amber flames burning where its eyes should be.
Wow.
Did you guys see that?
Mr. Red brought the bird back to life.
Is it alive? It looks sick or something. I don't think I like this. Are you kidding? This is amazing.
I still don't know.
Well, Natasha and Jane are the ones who got grabbed.
Yeah, true. What do you guys think?
Jane turns to Natasha, uncertain.
I think we should be really careful. Mr. Red might seem cool, but it could also be a trick. We don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
But I want to be friends with him.
Let's make a deal. We all come back here tomorrow. But we'll be careful and stick together.
That's a good rule. We only play with Mr. Red if everyone's okay with it.
That way, we can watch out for each other.
Sounds good to me. Everyone agree? Nobody visits Mr. Red alone.
Yeah, everyone plays together.
Agreed.
Sweet, let's pound it.
As the group puts their fists together in a circle, Natasha and Jane lock eyes. She smiles, clutching her whistle tightly.
Sweet. Back to my house for lunch. Mom's making mac and cheese.
Oh man, We gotta go. Mrs. Pierce makes it with hot dog pieces.
As the group turns to head home, Jane calls out over her shoulder.
Bye, Mr. Red. We'll come back and play with you again tomorrow.
The once dead bird screeches a farewell, its amber eyes burning bright in the shadow of the tree. Present day. At the end of a long school day, Principal Flores calls Lucas into her office.
You wanted to see me?
Lucas, come on in.
Nervously, Lucas takes a seat at a lonely chair in the middle of the room.
I thought you ought to be the first to hear the news about Mr. Cooper, considering you were there for the attack.
Lucas's heart jumps at the memory of the snake, then sinks with dread.
Don't tell me he's...
Mr. Cooper is stable. The EMTs were able to administer an antivenom, thanks to your quick actions.
It was nothing, really.
It was certainly not nothing. The hospital said another 10 minutes, and Mr. Cooper could have died. He's lucky you were there.
Yeah, lucky.
Now, there is still the question of how a rattlesnake got into Mr. Cooper's desk in the first place.
Do you have any theories?
Well, to be honest, I was hoping you could help with that. Have you heard anything? Chatter in the halls? An odd text message?
Me? Wait, I don't understand. Am I not a suspect?
What? No, of course not. I mean, if you were any other student, sure. But we all know you're not capable of something like this. Besides, with all your extracurriculars, I bet you barely have enough free time to catch a movie, let alone a rattlesnake.
Yeah, good point.
So, any ideas?
I think... I have no clue.
Principal Flores sighs.
I was afraid you'd say that. Damn. I mean, darn. Actually, no. I do mean damn. It's bad enough we've got bears and wild dogs. Now we have snakes, too?
If I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Principal Flores nods and turns towards her computer.
Thank you, Lucas. That'll be all.
Lucas rises to leave, and his hand is on the doorknob when...
Oh, by the way, I got an email from Mr. Cooper about setting up a meeting with your parents, but he didn't say why. Any idea what that's about?
Lucas slowly turns back around.
Oh, Mr. Cooper wanted to talk to my parents about some scholarship. I forgot the name, but that's what we were talking about yesterday morning, before what happened.
Principal Flores studies Lucas intensely. Lucas feels a bead of sweat forming on his forehead.
Well, that sounds promising. We'll have to ask him about it after he wakes up.
Wait, wakes up? What do you mean?
Oh gosh, did I leave that part out? Mr. Cooper is still unresponsive, I'm afraid. But the doctors say...
The rest of Principal Flores' words disappear beneath the roar of blood pounding through his ears.
A coma. He's in a coma, just like Dan.
After class, Natasha goes to meet her friends and discovers an unwelcome addition to the group.
What the hell took you so long, Natasha?
What's she doing here?
Good question.
She didn't suffer a major concussion and wander here in a semi-conscious fugue. I already asked.
Britney rolls her eyes.
What I'm doing here is leaving. Don't worry. I just came by to...
Britney pauses, and Stacy nudges her with her foot. She scowls, continuing through clenched teeth.
To invite you to my party at my house this Saturday.
Wow. Did not expect that.
You sure about that concussion?
You're inviting us to your party? Sounds suspicious. Why the hell would you want us at your party? Sounds like a setup for a prank or something.
Great! Then don't come.
Come on, guys. Britney told me she's trying to turn over a new leaf and stop being such a jerk to people. Right, Brit?
Yeah, totally.
Well, this is more weird to add to the weird pile. Are we sure this isn't Mr. Ree?
Andy nudges Ava hard in the ribs, jerking his head at Britney. Ava crosses her arms, glaring at him.
Okay, but we're gonna have a talk about all this later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, school project for that class we have that Britney isn't in.
Okay, whatever you're talking about, yeah, I super don't care.
We're really all invited to your party?
Britney looks at Lily, her expression softening a little.
Yeah, really? Does that mean you're coming?
Of course. I would love to.
Great. Make sure you save me a dance.
With a final glare at Stacy, Britney stalks away towards the bus stop. Natasha pulls Stacy aside, lowering her voice so the others can't hear.
Okay, what the hell just happened? Either I got transported into opposite land, or...
I got her phone, Natasha. The video's gone.
What? Stacy, are you sure? She could have other copies somewhere, right?
She did, but I'm pretty sure I got them all. I scoured all her social media accounts. I even deleted the automatic backup on the cloud.
How the hell did you get her phone?
That's kind of the complicated part.
Not to break up this fun whispering thing you've got going on, but visiting hours are over in like 90 minutes.
Yeah. We gonna go see Dan or what?
Sorry, we're coming.
I can fit 5 in my car. Lucas, can you drive someone?
Lucas starts at the sound of his name and looks around.
Huh? Oh, yeah, sure.
Stacy unlocks her car, letting Ava, Andy, Lily, and Noah pile inside.
Damn, I can barely fit back here. Yo, Ava, let me trade you for the front. These shoulders don't like the back seat.
Fight me, Kang.
Natasha and Lucas look at each other and quickly look away. She feels her face growing hot.
Guess that means it's you and me, Lucas.
Oh, okay.
Lucas puts his hand on his head, laughing nervously. Natasha gets into Lucas's car, and he follows Stacy out of the parking lot. The inside of Lucas's car is silent. Natasha looks out the window. She catches a glimpse of Lucas for a moment looking at her through the reflection of the window. Natasha turns to look at him as they lock eyes, the two smiling. But suddenly, Lucas looks at the road again, and his eyes look saddened now.
Huh? Hey, Are you alright?
I'm fine.
Are you sure? Because I heard about Mr. Cooper being that close when the snake attacked. It must have been so terrifying.
It was, but I'm keeping it together. Really. I appreciate your concern.
Natasha puts her hand on Lucas's free hand.
You know you can talk to me, right? I'm a part of this too. I know what you're going through right now.
Lucas takes a quick look at Natasha's hand on his, smiling a little. But he shakes his head as if trying to clear it.
Sorry, I don't think you can help with this. I screwed up, Natasha. I screwed up badly, and I'm scared of what you'll think of me if you knew what I've done. I don't want you to be hurt because of me. That's the last thing I want to happen.
Lucas.
Lucas's hands shake on the steering wheel. He sniffs, reaching up to quickly wipe at his eyes.
Sorry. Would you hand me a tissue?
Yeah, of course. Are they in here, or...?
Natasha opens the glove compartment.
Wait, no!
Lucas lunges over to stop Natasha, yanking the steering wheel in the process. The car swerves towards the right lane. Natasha's instincts of danger kick in and she quickly grabs hold of the steering wheel and jerks it to the left again, just managing to stay inside the left lane.
What the hell, Lucas? I was just looking in the...
Natasha pauses, her gaze drifting down to the now open glove compartment. Inside, she sees several small plastic bottles with white caps.
Don't!
But Natasha has already picked one up, turning it to read the label.
Lucas, are these focus pills?
Yes, but...
The label has your mom's name. Why'd she prescribe so many? There are like 5 bottles in here.
I guess I should come clean with you. She didn't. Last month, I stole a page from her prescription pad.
You what? What the hell possessed you to do that?
I just... Natasha, my mom came to the US when she was 19 and she had nothing. She worked 3 jobs to put herself through college. She got a full ride to Harvard Medical. That's where she met Dad, who already had 3 patents under his belt. Now, he has 20.
So, your parents are geniuses. What's that got to do with this? I assume there's an excuse coming up?
I know nothing can excuse what I did. I just want you to understand. Everything I do is measured against them. At your age, I won an international prize for science. At your age, I'd started my own company. I'm already so far behind them, and they can't hide how disappointed they are. I can see it every time they look at me.
So, you decided that this was the solution?
I couldn't think of anything else to do. I was already overloaded on classes, I wasn't sleeping, I was at my limit, and I could feel myself slipping. I had to get some help. The first week, it was amazing. I had so much energy, I never got distracted. I finished 2 college apps in one night, but it didn't last. Suddenly, I was paranoid all the time, and I couldn't sleep even when I tried. Then Mr. Cooper got suspicious.
So that's what you guys were arguing about on Monday.
Wait, you heard?
I heard heated arguing, but I stepped away from the door. It wasn't my business, and I didn't want to disrespect your privacy. But wait, that means... Oh my god, Lucas! The snake!
It's the only explanation that makes sense. Mr. Red put that snake in Mr. Cooper's desk to protect me. It's my fault he's in the hospital. And it'll be my fault if he dies.
So, what are you gonna do now?
I'm going to get rid of the pills, and I'm going to do whatever I can to stop Mr. Red from hurting anyone else. After that, I don't know yet. Natasha, I know I have no right to ask anything of you like this, but please, don't tell anyone what I did. Please give me time to fix this.
Lucas, I understand. Your parents hold you up to an impossible standard. Of course you crack under the pressure.
That doesn't excuse what I did.
No, it doesn't. But you have a chance now to make things right, and I'll be there by your side.
Natasha.
I'll keep your secret. At least for now.
Thank you, Natasha. I promise you, I'm going to do everything I can to fix this.
Lucas pulls off the highway and turns into town. Lucas finds a parking space off Main Street. They get out, spotting Stacy's car partway down the block.
Looks like the others beat us here. You ready to head in?
Hang on.
Looking back in the car, Natasha sees Lucas loading the pill bottles into an old fast food bag.
There's something I have to do first.
In a narrow alley across the street from the hospital, Lucas stuffs the bag of pill bottles into a large trash can.
There. I'm done taking shortcuts.
This is good, Lucas. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, Natasha.
The two stand beside each other, smiling shyly, until someone clears their throat at the end of the alley.
So, you guys know Dan's not in that garbage can, right?
Jeez, Ava, what are you doing out here?
Waiting for you guys, so I can lead you to the weird back room they've got Dan in. What are you doing in this creepy...
They're interrupted by a sudden noise from inside one of the garbage cans. A muffled, incessant scratching.
What on earth?
It's probably just a raccoon or something, right?
We're thinking regular raccoon. Or supernaturally controlled attack raccoon?
Not helping.
Should we check?
They all look at each other for a moment.
One of us should.
Probs. Unless you want some poor, unsuspecting waiter to get a face full of evil raccoon when he's taking out the trash.
Fine. Let's take a look now.
Steeling themselves, they stride up to the trash can and pulling back the lid.
Oh.
My.
Kitty!
The kitten flattens her ears and backs away, bearing tiny fangs.
Whoa! It's okay, Kitty. We won't hurt you, promise.
Natasha reaches out, holding her hand very still as the kitten creeps forward to sniff her fingers. Watching Natasha suspiciously, the kitten puts one paw on her hand, then the other. When nothing terrible happens, she climbs onto her palm.
See? You're okay.
The kitten's purr rumbles softly against Natasha's hand as she gently lifts her out of the garbage can.
Kitty!
I think we broke Ava.
Did you guys know that cats could sense evil spirits? Also, look at it, her little paws.
She's so skinny. I think she's a stray.
I would take it, but our terrier hates cats. Maybe the vet office down the block can find a home for her.
No way. Natasha is going to take this cat home and also let me come over and play with said kitten every day. Possibly twice a day. Right, Natasha?
Looks like I have a cat now.
Natasha holds the kitten up to her face, and she headbutts her softly on the chin.
All right, that's pretty adorable. What are you going to name her?
Cattywampus. Grimalki. Oh, what about Gigi?
I'll name her Luna. You might be the cutest, tiniest thing I ever seen in my life. I'm gonna spoil you rotten. Come on, Luna. We're gonna go visit our friend Dan.
Hold up. You can't bring a cat into a hospital.
Unzipping her school bag, Natasha gently places Luna on top of her textbooks, then closes the zipper partway.
Cat? What cat?
I don't see any cat. Are you Feeling okay, Lucas?
Fine. But when security comes to throw us out, I don't know any of you people.
Giggling, they head across the street to Westchester Gym. Ava leads Natasha and Lucas to a small room at the back of the hospital. Their friends are there, clustered around the bed where Dan lies still and quiet.
Oh, Dan.
Andy stands up, and Natasha sits down in his empty chair. Beside him, the heart rate monitor beeps out a soft, regular rhythm.
Jeez, he looks so... It's like something drained the life out of him.
Can he... does he know we're here?
Don't know. Nurse was here a minute ago. He said Dan's in a vegetative state.
Do they know what caused it?
They have no idea. He just won't wake up.
Stacy sniffles, hugging herself and looking up at the ceiling to try and hold the tears back.
Guys, what if he never wakes up?
Lucas moves to stand by Stacy, putting an arm around her shoulder. Lily squeezes Stacy's hand.
The nurse also said we should talk to him now. He said that Dan might be able to hear us.
It's probably crap. They always say that sort of stuff to make you feel better.
Does it work?
Yeah, kinda.
Natasha reaches out, squeezing Dan's hand in theirs. For a moment, Natasha feels a slight pressure as Dan squeezes back. A barely audible whisper escapes his lips.
Natasha.
He knows we're here. Dan, if you can hear me, we're going to make this right. I swear, we'll make Redfield pay for what he did to you. And we'll keep him from hurting anyone else. We'll find a way to bring you back, Dan. And this time, we're all going to be there for each other.
The tiniest hint of a smile curves the corner of Dan's lips, and he seems to relax ever so slightly.
Natasha? Your backpack is angry.
Looking down, Natasha sees a tiny black paw sticking out of the top of her bag, swiping blindly at Andy's leg.
Sorry, we had to sneak her past from the front desk. Everyone, meet Luna.
Natasha unzips her bag, and Luna immediately springs out, clawing her way up the side of Dan's bed.
Whoa, is that your cat, Natasha? It seems kinda... feral.
Luna scampers up the bed. She raises her paw, batting softly at Dan's earlobe. When Dan doesn't respond, Luna nestles against the side of his neck, curling into a tiny black ball.
Has anyone else been here to see him?
We ran into Dan's mom on the way in, but she was on the phone with someone named Dr. Chambal.
Another doctor? Are they bringing in some kind of specialist or something?
Actually, based on what they were saying, I think she may have been Dan's therapist.
Dan was seeing a therapist? Do you think she knows something about all of this?
Who knows? He never told me about any of this. He wasn't one for talking about his feelings.
Dan, buddy, I wish you could tell us what happened.
Dan's head turns, just a few degrees to the right. They follow the motion and see Dan's clothes folded neatly on the bedside table.
Wait a second.
Natasha feels in the pocket of Dan's jeans and pulls out his cell phone.
He didn't tell us what was going on.
But maybe he told someone else.
He did send all of us those weird texts the night he disappeared. His other texts could tell us more.
Dan, you really want us to go through your phone?
After several seconds, Dan's head moves again, the ghost of a nod.
What do you think, Natasha?
Let's do it. It seems like Dan wants us to know, and this is the only way he can tell us.
Natasha opens Dan's messaging app, and Stacy scoots her chair over next to hers.
Okay, so when did all this stuff start? Stacy, you said before that Dan was having breakdowns at football games, right? When was that again?
Sometime around last September, I think.
Natasha begins to scroll backwards through Dan's life, rewinding across days, weeks, months.
What did Dan have to be afraid of? This was long before all the creepy stuff started happening, right?
Skip ahead to November. Just after Thanksgiving break. Dan was out of school for a couple of days in a row, and I don't know. Something about it felt weird to me.
Okay, let's see. Looks like the next big batch is around February.
Oh no, winter formal.
What happened?
After the dance, there was a big party at Seth's house. I found Dan freaking out in the bathroom, but then I left for a minute, and he just took off. After that, I think my last text with Dan was June.
It's mostly little texts after that. All throughout the summer. One step into the woods, a picnic 5 feet inside. He was working his way up to it. Working his way up to last week.
Natasha puts down Dan's phone, her hands shaking a little.
Dan, I'm so sorry. I promise we're going to find a way to help you. And when you wake up, we're going to be here for you. Whatever you need.
Natasha squeezes Dan's hand, and he lets out a long sigh.
We'll help more than that quack doctor. She told Dan it was all in his mind. She's the reason he went to face Mr. Red.
Hold on, Dr. Chambal didn't tell him to do that. She did the best she could with the information Dan gave her.
And it did seem like she was helping him. It seemed like he was getting better at dealing with everything until
Mr. Red ruined everything again.
Everything that's happened. It seems like it all started when Dan went inside the ruins.
That makes sense. I mean, that's how it all started 10 years ago, right?
First, one of us goes in, and it wakes him up. Then more of us shows up, and his power grows.
So what? Mr. Red used Dan as bait to lure us into the woods? To increase his power?
That dirt monster did say I was supposed to bring everyone.
Natasha and Lucas share a worried look as they remember the conversation they had in the car.
I think things are already worse. I think, in his sick way, Mr. Red has been doing us favors. To get on our good side.
Huh? Favors like what?
Like the bear attack, Andy. And the crows that attacked Cody and Jocelyn.
Those could have been coincidences. When your town is surrounded by woods, animal attacks just happen sometimes.
Stacy shifts uncomfortably, chewing on her lip.
Not like this.
Stacy finally tells everyone about Britney's blackmail, and then tells them about the tree creature that attacked her.
And then it just threw me the bag, and the phone fell right out.
It gave you Britney's phone? This proves everything! Mr. Red knew about the blackmail, and he helped you get the video!
I don't know how, but yeah, seems like.
Okay, that explains why Britney invited us to a party. But it doesn't explain why she suddenly decided to stop being a jerk to Lily.
No way. Do you think Mr. Red can affect people's minds?
No way. There's no proof that Mr. Red can do anything like that.
Okay, but you've got to admit there's something wrong here. She's acting totally...
She's just acting like she used to, before she started hanging out with monsters like Jocelyn and Cody.
Lily's voice rises to a shout, and Dan seems to flinch back from the sound, his brow furrowing as if in pain.
Don't.
Luna suddenly jumps up, scampering to the foot of the bed. She turns, her fur puffing up as she growls at Dan.
Holy...
Dan! Can you hear us? Are you there?
Dan speaks again, his voice barely a whisper. Natasha leans closer, straining to hear. and Dan's hand suddenly clamps around her wrist.
Dan, what are you?
Don't fight.
Natasha tries to pull away, but Dan's grip becomes painfully tight. The beeping from the heart rate monitor speeds up. The beat is fast and irregular.
Dan, let go! You're hurting me!
No helping. Help, friends.
Andy lunges forward, grabbing hold of Dan's arm.
Hey, let go!
Dan's free hand twitches, and Andy goes flying backwards.
Ah!
He slams right into Ava and Noah, knocking them all to the ground.
The hell?
Oh my god!
The lights flicker as Dan slowly sits up. When he speaks, his voice is not his own, but a terrible, cold whisper that seems to fill the room.
Oh, better now. Everyone.
The lights go out entirely, plunging the room into darkness. Natasha struggles against Dan's grip, but it won't budge.
Natasha, what do we do?
Lily! Go get help!
Lily nods, making a break for the door.
No.
He gestures, and Lily screams as she's thrown across the room. She hits the floor hard. Wind howls from nowhere as, before their eyes, the room warps and stretches, the back wall falling into darkness. Their friends huddle together against the wind, and the monitor's beeps continue to quicken until they blend into an unsteady keening sound.
Dan! Dan, if you're in there, please! Let me go!
Don't go. All there now. How we play.
Better? How the hell are things better?
No. I helped. All better now.
Yeah, this is not my idea of better, so how about you get the hell away from us?
Ava gestures wildly, and the chair beside her flies towards Dan. He growls, and the chair deflects, shattering as it tumbles down the black tunnel. Natasha's instincts kick in, and she figures out exactly how to get out of the situation.
Ava, that's it! Use your powers!
What? Her what now?
I just tried. It didn't work.
No, not like that! Use your power on me!
What?
Use your powers to pull me over to you!
I can't! What if I hurt you?
You really think you can make things worse right now?
Ava nods, clenching her hands into fists, her breath coming fast and ragged.
Come on. Come on. Work, you stupid!
Natasha is suddenly yanked backwards, and her wrist tears free of Dan's grip.
No!
Natasha crashes into Ava, knocking her down again, and light suddenly floods the room. By the time Natasha's eyes have adjusted, the hospital room has returned to normal.
Not better.
Dan lets out a long, shuddering sigh. His body goes limp, and he falls bonelessly back onto the mattress.
Is it over?
Natasha winces at the purpling bruises on her arm as Lucas edges forward. He checks the monitors beside Dan's bed and feels his forehead.
Looks like it. For now.
Is anyone hurt?
Only on my everywhere. Next time I want a plan where no one body slams me onto dingy linoleum.
Sorry. At least it worked, right?
Yeah, so what the hell was...
Noah pauses as the nurse hurries in to look at Dan's heart monitor. He looks from the monitor to Dan, his brow furrowing.
We were, just leaving. Sorry.
Natasha furtively scoops Luna back into her bag before the nurse sees her. As everyone files out the door, Natasha looks back, watching as the nurse picks up a piece of splintered chair, a perplexed look on his face. They gather in the deserted hospital lobby and take turns signing out of the visitor log.
Okay, what the hell was all that?
Bad. It was bad.
Yeah, can we talk about that thing? Was that?
It was him.
I never thought. I mean, it felt so real.
It was real.
Also, Ava has freaky mind powers now?
Apparently.
Andy lets out a sigh, cracking his knuckles nervously.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna need about 10 square feet of pizza to process all this. You guys in?
1 sec. The rest of us need to sign out.
Natasha walks up to the desk, Ava and Lily close behind. As she reaches for a pen, she notices a clipboard next to the sign-out sheet.
Daniel Pierce unresponsive. Rebecca Fisher unresponsive. Marcus Tootle unresponsive. Charles Cooper unresponsive.
Suddenly, the clipboard is snatched away, and an irritated-looking nurse glares at Natasha.
Sorry, I was looking for the sign-out sheet.
The nurse grabs her sweater and walks away, leaving the desk unattended.
Nice. She left the computer logged in. Here's our chance to do some digging.
You want to break into the hospital's private records?
There's like a dozen other people in comas who've been admitted over the last week. We want to know why.
Lily wrings her hands nervously, then nods.
If you're gonna do it, I'll help, but you better decide fast.
If it can help us save Dan, I say we go for it.
Should we all put our hands in or something? Do a little cheer?
I know you're being sarcastic, but I wouldn't make you do it if we weren't short on time. Lily, can you help us navigate the hospital's file system?
You can count on me.
While Ava organizes the rest of their friends into watch positions, Natasha and Lily creep behind the counter.
Okay, what are we looking for?
Lily's fingers dance across the keyboard as she searches through the computer's directory.
1 second. Here!
She points at an icon that reads Inpatient Records. Natasha opens it up and sorts by most recent. Ava appears beside them.
Everyone's in their spots. Find anything good yet?
Yep. See, this is the same list I saw. Look at this. All patients unresponsive. All admitted in last week. Oh, if you click on them, there's more specifics.
Let's see. Found near Nightingale Ave. This one was picked up near the tree line on Aspen Street. Natasha, these are all...
The streets surrounding the woods. Yeah, I know.
What's that?
She taps the bottom of the screen, and Natasha scrolls down.
Looks like some notes from a Dr. Montrese in pathology, experiencing a resurgence of similar epidemics in Westchester history.
Doc listed out some dates here for us. That's handy. Whoa, starting in the 1800s?
1800s, the 1970s.
And then 10 years ago.
Oh, that's the signal.
Natasha glances around. Lucas is waving his hands wildly.
Crap, hang on.
Natasha moves to close the window, but something else catches her eye.
What are you waiting for? Come on.
Just 1 more minute.
Natasha hits print and closes the window. Ava and Lily move to the other side of the counter, blocking her from view.
Natasha, seriously?
Natasha's instincts kick in, her heart rising and beating like crazy. Over her shoulder, Natasha can see the nurse headed her way. She ducks down, staring up at the printer. There's just 1 page left.
Natasha!
The printer settles, and Natasha snatches the papers up, stuffing them into a nearby manila folder and tucking them into her shirt. Natasha quickly slides herself behind the couch nearby, hiding. She waits for a moment, but it seems like the nurse didn't see her. She rejoins the rest of her friends.
That was absolutely amazing. You were so fast I didn't see you. I hope whatever you found was worth it. That was a close call.
Don't worry, we got something.
Like, hey, how about the fact that all those other patients were also found around the woods?
Or that this isn't the first time there's been an epidemic of this kind?
I'd say that's some pretty good info.
Not to mention...
Natasha motions everyone to come closer and pulls the folder out of her shirt.
So what does that say?
She flips the file open and they all read it over together.
It's reports of the other epidemics. Looks like the doctor wrote some notes up top here.
Some cause for concern? In each past incident, the influx of coma patients closely followed by a massacre.
It's unclear how these events are related, and the deaths that follow are not always of such volume. See Article B from November 3rd, 2007.
November 3rd.
Andy reaches over to squeeze Noah's shoulder.
Each time, the events are the same. A sudden influx of unresponsive patients, followed by the death of one or more people, followed by quiet.
Everything leads back to Redfield.
A tense silence falls over the group.
It just keeps getting worse. How are we supposed to do anything about this?
There must be a way.
Lucas trails off, and no one else speaks for a long time. Everyone seems adrift, lost within their own fears. Natasha takes a deep breath.
Guys, I know we can get through this. We just have to stick together. I'm more terrified than I've ever been in my life. I honestly don't know if I have the strength to handle all of this. We must be stronger now more than ever and not let the fear and despair consume us. That is what Mr. Red is trying to do, and we should not allow this to get to us.
Okay. But I asked about pizza like forever ago. So can we take care of that first?
Yeah, I'm gonna need an entire pizza just for me.
Pizza Mega?
Obviously.
We haven't been there in ages. They still have those little honey packets for the crust?
I wonder if anyone's beaten my high score on the Meteor Madness cabinet.
Smiling, Natasha ushers her friends and walks out.